Alright, your local dragon lady here, and it's time for the ban list. So Konami, you beat me the past few times, but I'm going to get my wish list before you get your list dropped, because that's something I'm getting tired of. Like, Konami always says, oh, the list won't be released any earlier than X date, but what do they do? Every time they release it early, so bam, I'm going to beat them this time. So I'm going to try and keep this short and sweet because there's not a whole lot I have my eyes on, and I've been getting opinions from people on my Discord, so I want to thank you for that because I don't play the meta all that much online. So I think you guys have a far better insight than I would, but there are a few of these cards I do have experience with. So let's start with the ban part. Now, the ban, Ava, however you want to pronounce that. Yes, I actually went against this. This card is typically used in Drytron Herald decks. When you get the Herald of Ultimateness, that has a non-once per turn effect. It can negate a card effect by ditching a fairy from the hand to the grave. And thanks to Ava, it basically allows you to get more fairies into your hand. So now, Herald of Ultimateness, while I really hate that card, I don't think that is terrible by itself. It's only as bad as how many fairies you have in your hand. So Ava just allows you to add more negates, and therefore limit your opponent's ability to play, which I'm totally against. 1 or 2 interruptions, fine, but when you have unlimited negates, like 3 or more, nah, you got a problem with that. So Ava, you gotta go. Next is the Red Eyes Darkness Dragoon. Oh boy, this is a tricky card, but it is stupid powerful. So I can understand why people want this card to go. The OCG has a ban, so yeah, I think the TCG should catch up. Now, personally, I've actually been able to get around the Dragoon in numerous ways. Some of them pretty absurd. Okay, Knight of Armor Dragon. Yes. But I can understand where a lot of people are coming from. It has incredible protections. You can't destroy it or target it. It has negate power, it can do burn damage, it can do card destruction, and it gains attack power. So it's kind of like Chaos Max on steroids. It just gets stronger and can do more things. Now, the only thing this card doesn't have is immunity like Ultimate Falcon. So if that card could do that, it would be pretty perfect because it's easy to get out, you only require 2 garnets, and you need the Red Eyes Fusion. Some people are advocating for the banning of the Red Eyes Fusion, but I don't think that has to go. Like, Dragoon is the problem. You need Red Eyes Fusion in order to play the rest of the Red Eyes archetype, which is not really a threat to the game, so yeah, I think that's fine. So yeah, and also with the Anaconda, that Link monster, I don't think that should really go either. Like, maybe it could be nerfed to 1, but no. At its core, Dragoon is the real problem. So if that card gets banned, I'm okay with it, especially given that technically you can use it in any deck. Like I said, all you need is 2 garnets, the fusion card, and ways to get at the Anaconda. So Dragoon, your days are numbered. Next, I want to talk about the Dino deck. Oh my goodness, this deck just doesn't die. I don't really consider it to be top tier, top meta, but it is a strong rogue deck. It's definitely not something I would play in a casual setting. Now, which card should take a hit? I still think it should be the Soul-Eating Oviraptor. I mean, I've been talking about this card for the past few wish lists, and I still stand by it. It's a 1-card combo that sets up a very devastating board. Now, if Konami is so obsessed with the Soul-Eating Oviraptor, probably my second pick would be Fossil Dig, because that searches out to Oviraptor. So I think if you were able to nerf one or the other, the deck would be a little more balanced, but I'm leaning more toward the Oviraptor. I know Dino duelists will hate me for this, but oh my goodness, I just think this deck has been doing too well for too long, and it needs to be balanced. Okay, on to limited. What should be nerfed to 1? Well, I think Eldritch. Just like Dinos, I've been asking this for a while. So the Elixir of Scarlet Sanguine. This is still a very strong card in Eldritch. Again, I don't play the meta online that much, and I don't see it played that much at my locals either. So I guess you can call me out on this if you think this should be limited or not. I'm sure some of you have played against Eldritch far more than I have, but it's still a really, really strong deck. And I like the Dinos, I think there has to be a balance to this. I don't think limiting this to 1 will kill the deck, but I really do think it will keep it under control. Next is Tri-Brigade Revolt. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't gone against this deck before. So I got the idea to talk about this card from my Discord, and my husband included. My husband, he plays online way more than I have, and every time he goes against the Tri-Brigade, he just can't stand it. Not to say he hasn't defeated them. I've seen him personally defeat a Tri-Brigade, and yeah, I can see where it's coming from. And just about everyone of my locals hate this deck too, so maybe that explains why no one's really playing it. They probably think it's too mean. But yeah, essentially the card is just link spam. So depending on what you have in your extra deck, this can give you a huge advantage. I'm not a fan of free materials to do what you like, so it's kind of like Link Cross. I don't know what Konami was thinking when they thought of that card, but so if cards like Link Cross that generates free summoning materials to link off or go to your extra deck with, Tri-Brigade Revolt, I think it's the same sort of thing. Yes, it may be in trap form, but this deck is so consistent, it just spams out whatever you want. So, okay, so I see what people are saying. Tri-Brigade Revolt, banning it would be too harsh, so I think nerfing it to 1 will keep the deck alive, but also keep it limited. Mystic Mine. It's been banned in the OCG, which I thought is, wow. Like, I know the OCG has a completely different format than the TCG. It's interesting. I mean, they have Max C while we can't have it, so something's going on with Mystic Mine. I guess more people are playing the stun variety than normal, and it's a very effective way to win the game. Annoying, because I can tell you from personal experience, I have played Mystic Mine stun decks, and at least I'm still welcome at the store. But anyway, like, this is a really strong card, but the thing is, if it'll be hit in the TCG as a ban, I don't know. Like, I have not seen any Mystic Mine stun decks recently, but the thing is, I'm not in favor of a total ban quite yet.
Why, you little rapscally? Why, you little rapscally?
I think nerfing it to 1 is fair, because negate boards are still a problem in this game. And to me, Mystic Mine is a response to that. You can achieve in 1 card than what it takes 5 minutes for a Dragon Link deck to set up. Or any combo deck for that matter. I just refer to Dragon Link because I play it, and it does take that long sometimes to set up a negate board. And as I mentioned before, I'm not a fan of the negate board. I think this, this is a 2-player game. Limited options is just, yeah, so that's just me though. I mean, like, you can say boo to that, that's fine. I mean, but that's my personal taste. I'm a supporter of Mystic Mine, but at the same time, I think nerfing it to 1 is fair. It really is that strong of a card. So yeah, nerf it to 1, I think that's fine. Last but not least is the Invoked engine, and no, I'm not going to let this one die. I've been talking about this during the past few wish lists, and I still stand by it. I think this has to be nerfed. Now, out of 3 cards, I think the best one to take a hit would be the Magical Meltdown. Field cards in general, whether there's 3 of them or 1 of them, they are easy to get out. Plus, Meltdown allows you to search for your Alistair, which keeps the engine going. Plus, the fusion monsters or monster or the effects of fusion monsters cannot be negated as long as Meltdown's on the field. So your invokes are free to run wild. So yes, I think Meltdown will be the best one to nerf out of the 3. Nerfing one of the other 2 might kill the deck. I mean, not entirely. I mean, even if you nerf Alistair to 1 and you have 3 magical meltdowns, it still searches the Alistair. But I think the meltdown is the worst out of the trio. So yes, I think meltdown 1, I will not complain. I think the deck will be just fine if it's nerfed. Semi-unlimited, what can I say? There's absolute no purpose to this section, Konami. You should just get rid of it because it doesn't make a difference. But unlimited, can we let anything go free in this list? Well, yes, I think the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon should be free. And I think it's time, because now that it's been errated, I think its game-breaking power is at its end. The same thing was done with the Chaos Emperor Dragon, and that card is now set to 3. So, in my opinion, I think the same thing can come with the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. It's easy to summon, has a great effect, but because of the hard once per turn, you can only do it once. So, yes, I say we should free the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon and just let it fly onto the field. But hey, that's just me. Last but certainly not least, Call by the Grave. Yes, I'm still whining about this one. This is my new Book of Moon. We freed Book of Moon, let's free Call by the Grave. Now, many of the dual semi-locals are happy with this being set to 1, and there's actually a few that want to ban outright, but to me, we have an overwhelming amount of hand traps with almost no defense against them. At least, very few and far between, and I don't think that's really fair. If someone can fit 6 to 9 hand traps in their deck, having 3 copies of Call by the Grave isn't that big a deal. Like, to me, like hand traps, especially like Ash and Ghost Spell or Droll, is almost the same thing as having a negate on your board. So we need some counter activity to cards like that. But hey, that's just how I feel. Well, my dragons, that is my personal ban list wish list. So what's your opinions? Did I go too far? Are there cards that should be added to this? Removed? Like, what do you want to see banned, limited, and released? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, remember to be a good sport, play the game, not the fame.